Time is the most precious gift you have. It's the currency of your life, the measure of your existence. Every second that ticks by is a moment you'll never get back. But here's the thing. You have the power to make each of those seconds count. Think about it. You're here right now in this moment. You're breathing, your heart is beating, your mind is working. You're alive. And that's not just a fact. It's an opportunity. An opportunity to create, to grow, to make a difference. An opportunity to live, truly live, in the fullest sense of the word. But how often do we squander that opportunity? How often do we let time slip through our fingers like sand, watching it disappear without making the most of it? Too many of us sleepwalk through our days, letting hours and days and weeks pass by in a blur of routine and distraction. It's time to wake up. It's time to seize control of your time, and by extension, your life. It's time to learn how to live effectively in time. Now, I'm not talking about some complex time management system or a rigid schedule that sucks all the joy out of life. I'm talking about a mindset shift, a new way of looking at time that empowers you to make the most of every moment. Let's start with a simple truth. You can't manage time. Time marches on regardless of what you do. What you can manage is yourself within the time you have. That's the key. It's not about controlling time. Think of your life as a book. Each day is a page, each year a chapter. Now ask yourself, if someone were to read the book of your life, would they find it interesting? Would they be inspired? Would they see a life well lived, full of purpose and meaning? Or would they see page after page of missed opportunities and wasted potential? The good news is, you're the author of your life story. You have the power to make it an epic tale of growth, achievement, and fulfillment. But to do that, you need to start writing with intention. You need to start living with purpose. Living effectively in time isn't about filling every moment with activity. It's about filling your moments with meaning. It's about aligning your actions with your values and your goals. It's about making choices that move you forward, that bring you closer to the person you want to be and the life you want to live. So how do we do this? How do we start living effectively in time? It starts with awareness. You need to become acutely aware of how you're spending your time. Not in a judgmental way, but in an honest, open way. Take a good look at your typical day. Where does your time go? What activities fill your hours? Now here's a crucial question. Do those activities align with your goals and values? Are they moving you closer to the life you want to live? Or are they just filling time, keeping you busy without really taking you anywhere? This isn't about productivity in the traditional sense. It's not about cramming more tasks into your day. It's about ensuring that the things you do are meaningful to you. It's about quality, not just quantity. Think about the last time you were so engrossed in something that you lost track of time. Maybe you were working on a project you were passionate about, or having a deep conversation with a friend, or creating something beautiful. That's what living effectively in time looks like. It's not about watching the clock. It's about being so fully engaged in life that time seems to stand still. Now, I'm not saying every moment needs to be filled with intense focus or profound meaning. Rest and relaxation are essential too. But even your downtime can be intentional. Choosing to relax, to recharge, to do something purely for enjoyment. That's living effectively and in time too, as long as it's a conscious choice that aligns with your overall goals and values. The key is to be proactive rather than reactive with your time. Instead of letting circumstances dictate how you spend your days, take control. Make decisions about your time, use based on what's truly important to you. Here's a powerful exercise. Imagine you're at the end of your life, looking back. What would you want to see? What accomplishments would make you feel proud? What experiences would you treasure? What kind of person would you want to have been? Now work backward from there. What do you need to do today, this week, this year, to move towards that vision? This isn't about living for the future at the expense of the present. It's about recognizing that the present is where you have the power to shape your future. Every choice you make today is creating the life you'll be living tomorrow, next year, and in the decades to come. So start making those choices count. Start living with intention. Start treating your time like the precious, limited resource it is. Remember, you don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Small changes, consistently applied, can lead to massive results over time. Maybe you start by dedicating just 30 minutes a day to working towards an important goal. Or perhaps you decide to replace 1 hour of mindless TV watching with reading or learning a new skill. These small shifts might not seem like much in the moment, but over weeks and months and years, they can transform your life. Living effectively in time also means learning to prioritize. You can't do everything, and trying to will only lead to burnout and frustration. Instead, focus on what truly matters. What are the activities and relationships that bring the most value to your life? What are the tasks that will have the biggest impact on your goals? Put your time and energy there. This might mean learning to say no to things that don't align with your priorities. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's essential. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure you're saying yes to the right things. Now let's talk about the present moment. Living effectively in time doesn't mean always focusing on the future. In fact, one of the most powerful ways to make the most of your time is to learn to be fully present in each moment. How often do we go through our days on autopilot? Our minds somewhere else entirely? We're physically present, but mentally we're reliving the past or worrying about the future. We're missing out on the richness of the present moment. Learning to be present, to fully engage with whatever you're doing right now, is a game changer. It allows you to extract the full value from each experience. It helps you build deeper connections with others. It enables you to notice opportunities you might otherwise miss. Being present also helps you make better decisions about how to use your time. When you're fully aware of what you're doing and how it makes you feel, you're better equipped to determine whether it's a valuable use of your time. Think about eating a meal. You could wolf it down while scrolling through your phone, barely tasting the food. Or you could eat mindfully, savoring each bite, appreciating the flavors and textures. Which do you think would be a more satisfying use of those 15 or 20 minutes? The same principle applies to all areas of life. Whether you're working, spending time with loved ones, or enjoying a hobby, bring your full attention to it. Be there fully and completely. You might be amazed at how much richer your experiences become. This doesn't mean you need to be intensely focused every second of every day. That's not sustainable or even desirable. But it does mean being intentional about where you place your attention. When you choose to relax, when you choose to work, really work. When you choose to connect with someone, be fully present with them. Now, let's address a common misconception. Living effectively in time doesn't mean busy all the time. In fact, constant busyness can be a form of ineffective living. It can be a way of avoiding deeper issues or escaping from the present moment. True effectiveness often requires periods of stillness and reflection. It requires taking the time to think deeply, to plan, to dream. It requires giving yourself space to recharge and rejuvenate. So don't confuse activity with effectiveness. Now, sometimes the most effective use of your time might be to do nothing at all. To sit quietly, to meditate, to simply be. These moments of stillness can provide clarity and insight that busy activity never could. Another crucial aspect of living effectively in time is learning to manage your energy, not just your hours. You see, not all hours are created equal. An hour when you're fresh, focused, and energized is worth far more than an hour when you're tired and distracted. Get to know your own rhythms. When are you at your best? When do you have the most energy and focus? Schedule your most important tasks for those times. And just as importantly, schedule rest and recovery time to ensure you have the energy you need when you need it. This might mean rethinking your daily routine. Maybe you're a morning person, but you've been staying up late and struggling to get going in the morning. Shifting your schedule to align with your natural rhythms could dramatically increase your effectiveness. Remember, the goal isn't to be on all the time. It's to make the most of your best hours and to ensure you have enough recovery time to sustain your energy over the long term. Now let's talk about goals. Setting clear, meaningful goals is crucial to living effectively in time. Without goals, it's easy to drift, to let time pass without direction or purpose. But here's the thing. Not all goals are created equal. The most powerful goals are those that align with your values and tap into your intrinsic motivation. They're not just about what you want to achieve, but about who you want to become. Think about it. Which do you think would be more motivating? A goal to make more money or a goal to build a business that provides value to others and financial security for my family? The second goal taps into deeper values and provides a sense of purpose beyond just the end result. When you set goals like this, you're not just working towards an outcome. You're growing, evolving, becoming more of who you want to be with each step you take. That's what living effectively in time is all about. And here's a powerful truth. The process of working towards your goals is just as important as achieving them. Each step you take, each obstacle you overcome, each lesson you learn along the way. These are all part of living effectively in time. So don't just focus on the destination, learn to enjoy the journey. Find meaning and satisfaction in the daily actions you take toward your goals. This is how you make every day count, regardless of whether you've reached your ultimate goal yet. Now let's address a common challenge, procrastination. We've all been there. We know what we should be doing, but we just can't seem to get started. We find 1,000 little tasks to keep us busy, all while that important project looms untouched. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to living effectively in time. It's a way of avoiding discomfort in the short term, but it often leads to much greater discomfort in the long term. The key to overcoming procrastination is to understand its root causes. Often, we procrastinate because we're overwhelmed by the size of a task, or because we're afraid of failure, or because we're perfectionists who don't want to start unless we can do it perfectly. Once you understand why you're procrastinating, you can start to address it. Break big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Remind yourself that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and learn from them. And the powerful technique, instead of focusing on the task itself, focus on getting started. Don't tell yourself you have to finish the whole project. Just commit to working on it for 5 minutes. Often once you get started, you'll find it's not as bad as you feared, and you'll keep going. Remember, every moment you spend procrastinating is a moment you're not living effectively in time. It's a moment you're choosing short-term comfort over long-term growth and achievement. Now let's talk about something that might seem counterintuitive. The importance of rest and leisure in living effectively in time. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that effectiveness means constant activity, constant productivity. But that's a recipe for burnout, not effectiveness. True effectiveness requires balance. It requires periods of intense focus and effort. Yes, but it also requires periods of rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Without these, you can't sustain your energy and motivation over the long term. So make time for activities that recharge you. Maybe it's reading a book, going for a walk in nature, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing a hobby. Whatever it is for you, make it a priority. These aren't wasted hours. They're essential investments in your overall effectiveness and well-being. And here's the thing. When you give yourself permission to truly rest and enjoy leisure time, you often find that you're more focused and productive during your work time. It's about quality, not just quantity. This brings us to another important point. The power of single tasking. In our modern world, we're often encouraged to multitask, to juggle multiple activities at once. But research has shown that this actually reduces our effectiveness. When we try to do multiple things at once, we often end up doing none of them well. Instead, practice giving your full attention to one task at a time. When you're working, work. When you're resting, rest. When you're spending time with loved ones, be fully present with them. This level of focus not only improves the quality of your work and your experiences, but it also helps you make the most of your time. Now let's address a common fear that often holds people back from living effectively in time. The fear of missing out, or FOMO. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel like we should be doing everything, experiencing everything. Damn, here's the truth. Trying to do everything means you end up doing nothing well. You can't be everywhere, do everything, know everything. That's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's liberating. When you let go of FOMO and start making conscious choices about how you spend your time, you open yourself up to deeper, more meaningful experiences. You create space for what truly matters to you. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make your yeses count. Choose experiences and commitments that align with your values and goals. It's not about doing more. This brings us to another crucial aspect of living effectively in time. Learning to set boundaries. Your time is precious, and you have the right and the responsibility, and then you protect it. This means learning to say no to requests and invitations that don't align with your priorities. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. In fact, it's one of the most selfless things you can do. When you set clear boundaries, you ensure that you have the time and energy to give your best to the things that truly matter. You're able to show up fully for the commitments you do make, rather than spreading yourself thin and giving a half-hearted effort to everything. Now let's talk about something that many people struggle with: dealing with unexpected events and interruptions. No matter how well we plan, life has a way of throwing curveballs at us. The key to living effectively in time isn't to try to control everything. That's impossible. The key is to develop the flexibility and resilience to respond effectively to whatever comes your way. It starts with having a clear sense of your priorities. When unexpected things come up, you can quickly assess whether they truly need your immediate attention or whether they can wait. It also involves building some buffer time into your schedule so that unexpected events don't throw your entire day off track. Remember, it's not about sticking rigidly to a plan. It's about staying true to your overall direction and priorities, even as you navigate the twists and turns of daily life. Now, let's address a common misconception. The idea that living effectively in time means always being serious and focused on important things. But here's the truth. Play, laughter, and joy are essential components of an effective life. Think about it. What's the point of managing your time? Well, if you're not enjoying your life, the goal isn't just to be productive. It's to create a life that's rich, fulfilling, and yes, fun. So make time for play. Make time for laughter. Make time for activities that bring you joy, even if they don't seem productive in the traditional sense. These moments of lightness and happiness aren't just enjoyable, they're rejuvenating. They give you the energy and motivation to tackle the more challenging aspects of your life. Often our most creative ideas and insights come when we're in a relaxed, playful state of mind. By making space for play and joy in your life, you might find that you become more effective in other areas as well. Now let's talk about the role of habits in living effectively in time. Our habits, the things we do automatically, without conscious thought, make up a large portion of our daily activities. By cultivating positive habits, we can ensure that we're using our time well, even when we're on our time. Think about your current habits. Are they serving you well? Are they moving you towards your goals or holding you back? Identifying habits that aren't serving you and replacing them with more positive ones can have a massive impact on your life and how effectively you use your time. Remember, habits are formed through repetition. It might feel challenging at first to establish a new habit, but with consistent effort, it will become second nature. Start small. Maybe you want to develop a habit of reading for 30 minutes each day, or going for a walk in the morning, or spending 15 minutes planning your day. Whatever it is, commit to doing it consistently, even if it's just for a short time each day. As these positive habits become ingrained, You'll find that you're naturally using your time more effectively. You won't have to constantly make decisions about what to do. You automatically engage in activities that align with your goals and values. Now let's discuss the importance of continuous learning and living effectively in time. The world is constantly changing, and to make the most of your time, you need to be constantly growing and adapting as well. This doesn't mean you need to be in formal education all the time. It means cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness to new ideas. It means seeking out new knowledge and skills that can help you achieve your goals more effectively. Maybe you spend 15 minutes each day reading about a topic that interests you. Or perhaps you take an online course to develop a new skill. Or maybe you seek out mentors who can guide you and share their wisdom. Whatever form it takes, continuous learning helps you stay relevant, adaptable, and effective in a rapidly changing world. And here's the beautiful thing about learning. It compounds over time. Each new piece of knowledge or skill you acquire builds on what you already know, making you more capable and effective with each passing day. Let's talk about the power of reflection in living effectively in time. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day rush of life, moving from one task to the next without ever stepping back to assess how things are going. But regular reflection is crucial for ensuring that you're not just busy. Set aside time regularly, maybe weekly or monthly, to reflect on how you're using your time. Are you making progress towards your goals? Are you living in alignment with your values? What's working well and what could be improved? This reflection time isn't about beating yourself up over perceived failures. It's about honest, compassionate self-assessment. It's about learning from your experiences and using those lessons to make better choices going forward. During these reflection periods, don't just think about what you've done. Think about who you're becoming. Are you growing in the ways you want to grow? Are you developing the qualities and skills that are important to you? Remember, living effectively in time isn't just about achieving external goals. It's about becoming the person you want to be. Regular reflection helps ensure that you're on the right path, not just in terms of what you're doing, but in terms of who you're becoming. Now let's address something that many people struggle with, the feeling of being too busy to live effectively. We often feel like we're just keeping our heads above water, reacting to demands and putting out fires rather than proactively shaping our lives. If you're feeling this way, it's time to take a step back and reassess. Often, the feeling of being too busy comes from taking on too many commitments or from inefficient ways of working. It's time to ruthlessly prioritize. Look at everything you're currently committed to. Which of these activities truly align with your goals and values? Which ones are moving you forward in meaningful ways? And which ones are just taking up time without providing real value? It might be time to start saying no to things. This can be uncomfortable, especially if you're used to saying yes to everything. But remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't truly matter to you, you're saying no to something that does. Creating margin in your life, space that's not filled with activity, is crucial for living effectively in time. This margin gives you the flexibility to respond to unexpected opportunities or challenges. It gives you space to think, to be creative, to rest and recharge. Now let's talk about the role of technology in living effectively in time. Technology can be a powerful tool for increasing our effectiveness. Think of all the apps and tools available for scheduling, task management, and productivity. But it can also be a major source of distraction and time wasting if not used mindfully. The key is to make technology work for you, not the other way around. Use tools that genuinely help you stay organized and focused. But be wary of the endless scroll of social media, the constant ping of notifications, the rabbit hole of online content that can eat up hours of your day without you even realizing it. That are doing a digital detox regularly, a period where you disconnect from technology and reconnect with the physical world around you. This can help reset your relationship with technology and remind you of the importance of real-world experiences and connection. Speaking of connections, let's talk about the importance of relationships in living effectively in time. It's easy to get so focused on personal productivity that we neglect our relationships. But strong, positive relationships are crucial for a truly effective life. Investing time in nurturing your relationships with family, friends, colleagues, mentors isn't a distraction from living effectively. It's an essential part of it. These relationships provide support, inspiration, different perspectives, and opportunities for growth and collaboration. Moreover, at the end of your life, it's likely that the quality of your relationships will be one of the main measures of how well you lived. So make time for the people who matter to you. Be fully present when you're with them. Listen deeply. Share openly. These connections will enrich your life in ways that no amount of individual achievement ever could. Now let's address the role of health in living effectively in time. Your physical and mental health are the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. If you're not taking care of your health, you're limiting your ability to live effectively in every other area of your life. This means making time for regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, getting enough sleep, and managing stress. It might seem like these activities take time away from other productive pursuits, but in reality, they multiply your effectiveness in everything else you do. Think about it. When you're well rested, properly nourished, and in good physical shape, you have more energy, better focus, and greater resilience. You're able to work more efficiently, think more clearly, and bounce back more quickly from setbacks. Mental health is equally important. Make time for activities that support your mental well-being, whether that's meditation, journaling, therapy, or simply quiet time alone to process your thoughts and feelings. Remember, taking care of your health isn't selfish or indulgent. It's one of the most important investments you can make in your ability to live effectively and make a positive impact in the world. Now let's talk about the power of focus in living effectively in time. In our modern world, with its constant distractions and information overload, the ability to focus deeply on one task at a time is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Deep focus allows you to produce higher quality work in less time. It allows you to learn more quickly and thoroughly. It allows you to be more present and engaged in your experiences. Cultivating the ability to focus deeply is like building a muscle. It takes practice and consistent effort. Start by setting aside specific periods of time for focused work, free from distractions. Turn off notifications, find a quiet space, and commit to working on one task without interruption. At first, you might find it challenging to maintain focus for long periods. That's okay. Start with short periods, maybe 25 minutes at a time, and gradually increase as your focus muscle gets stronger. The ability to focus deeply is a superpower in our distracted world. It allows you to accomplish in hours what might take others days. It allows you to engage more fully with your work, your learning, and your life experiences. Let's address another crucial aspect of living effectively: importance of taking calculated risks. It's easy to fall into a routine, to stick with what's comfortable and familiar. But truly effective living often requires stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks. This doesn't mean being reckless or impulsive. It means carefully considering opportunities that come your way, weighing the potential benefits against the potential costs, and being willing to take action even when the outcome isn't certain. Now remember, every great achievement in human history started with someone being willing to take a risk. Every personal breakthrough, every leap forward in your life will likely require some level of risk-taking. Of course, not every risk will pay off. But even when things don't go as planned, you learn valuable lessons that will help you make better decisions in the future. The key is to approach risk-taking as a learning process, not as a win or lose proposition. Now let's talk about the power of patience in living effectively in time. In our fast-paced world, we often expect instant results. But the most meaningful achievements often require sustained effort over time. Not any significant accomplishment in your life, chances are it didn't happen overnight. It was the result of consistent effort of showing up day after day, even when progress seems slow or non-existent. Cultivating patience doesn't mean being passive or accepting mediocrity. It means understanding that worthwhile goals often take time to achieve. It means being willing to put in the work today, knowing that the results might not be immediately visible, but trusting that they will come with time and persistent effort. This patience, this ability to delay gratification and work towards long-term goals, is a crucial skill for living effectively in time. It allows you to take on bigger challenges, to pursue more meaningful goals, to create more significant impact in your life and in. Let's discuss the importance of flexibility in living effectively in time. While having clear goals and a structured approach to your time is important, it's equally crucial to remain flexible and adaptable. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances change. New opportunities arise. Being too rigid in your approach can cause you to miss out on valuable experiences or fail to adapt to changing conditions. The key is to have a clear overall direction, but to be flexible in how you get there. Be open to new ideas and approaches. Be willing to adjust your plans when necessary. Sometimes an unexpected detour can lead to even better outcomes than your original plan. This flexibility also applies to how you think about time itself. Sometimes the most effective use of your time might be to slow down, to take a break, to allow space for creativity and inspiration. Other times it might mean buckling down and working intensively towards a goal. The ability to read the situation, to understand what's needed in each moment, and to adjust your approach accordingly. This is a hallmark of truly effective living. Now let's address a common challenge, dealing with setbacks and failures. When you're striving to live effectively and make the most of your time, setbacks can feel especially frustrating. But here's the crucial truth. Setbacks and failures are not just inevitable, they're essential for growth. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Every failure provides valuable data that can help you make better decisions in the future. The key is to approach these experiences with a growth mindset. Instead of seeing them as evidence of your limitations, see them as stepping stones on your path to. When you encounter setback, take the time to reflect on what happened. What can you learn from this experience? How can you use this knowledge to improve your approach going forward? This reflective process turns setbacks from purely negative experiences into valuable opportunities for growth and improvement. Remember, the most successful people in any field have usually experienced more failures than anyone else. They've just learned to use those failures as fuel for their success. Let's talk about the power of gratitude in living effectively in time. It's easy to get so focused on future goals that we forget to appreciate what we have right now. But cultivating a sense of gratitude can significantly enhance your effectiveness and overall life satisfaction. Attitude helps shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. It helps you recognize the resources, opportunities, and support that are already present in your life. This shift in perspective can be incredibly motivating and energizing. Moreover, gratitude helps build and strengthen relationships. When you express appreciation for others, it deepens your connections and opens up new opportunities for collaboration and support. Try incorporating a daily gratitude practice into your routine. Each day, take a few moments to reflect on what you're grateful for. This simple practice can have a profound impact on your mindset and your effectiveness. Now let's address the importance of authenticity in living effectively in time. In our efforts to be productive and successful, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to be someone we're not. We might try to emulate others' work styles or life choices, even if they don't truly resonate with us. But here's the truth. You'll be most effective when you're being authentically yourself. When you're aligned with your true values, interests, and strengths, you'll naturally be more motivated, more energized, and more effective in how you use your time. This means taking the time to really understand yourself. What are your core values? What are you genuinely passionate about? What are your natural strengths and talents? When you align your goals and your use of time with these authentic aspects of yourself, you'll find that you're able to achieve more with less struggle. Staying authentic doesn't mean you can't learn from others or improve yourself. It means that as you grow and develop, you're doing so in a way that's true to who you are at your core. Let's talk about the power of visualization in living effectively in time. The ability to vividly imagine your desired future can be a powerful tool for making that future a reality. Take time regularly to visualize your goals in detail. What does success look like for you? How will you feel when you achieve your goals? What will your daily life be like? The more vividly you can imagine these scenarios, the more real they become to your subconscious mind. This visualization process does more than just motivate you. It helps your brain start to recognize opportunities and solutions that can help you achieve your goals. It primes you to take actions aligned with your vision. Remember, though, that visualization is most effective when combined with action. It's not about magical thinking. It's about training your mind to recognize and seize opportunities that can help you create the future you envision. Now let's address the role of service in living effectively in time. It's easy to get caught up in personal goals and achievements, but often the most fulfilling and impactful use of our time comes when we focus on serving others and contributing to something larger than ourselves. Think about how you can use your time, skills, and resources to make a positive difference in the world around you. This might involve volunteering, mentoring others, or simply being more present and supportive in your relationships. Service not only benefits others, it also enriches your own life in profound ways. It provides a sense of purpose and meaning that can energize all other areas of your life. It helps build connections and create opportunities, and it provides valuable perspective, helping you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. Remember, living effectively in time isn't just about personal achievement. It's about creating a life of meaning and positive impact. By incorporating service into your life, you ensure that your time is being used in ways. In conclusion, living effectively in time is about so much more than just managing your schedule or increasing your productivity. It's about creating a life of purpose, growth, and fulfillment. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and most important goals. It's about being fully present in each moment while also working towards a compelling future. Remember, you have the power to shape your life through how you choose to use your time. Every moment is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to create, to connect, to make a difference. Embrace these opportunities. Make the most of the precious gift of time you've been given. Your life is your masterpiece, and time is your canvas. Paint it with bold strokes of purpose, vibrant colors of passion, and deep hues of meaning. Create a life that not only achieves, but that truly matters to you and to the world around you. The clock is ticking. Your story is unfolding right now in this very moment. Make it count. Make it meaningful. Make it magnificent. The power is in your hands. Now go forth and live. Truly live.